I really do believe that it's possible to do what you love for a career. And I think that if you do what you love, it won't feel like work either. That's my opinion anyway. I've become very fortunate in that I now run three different businesses that are all things that I love. And my week is so varied because I'm doing all the different things. So I never get bored. I'm always excited about something. And there's different, each business is very, very different. But they all fit together really, really well. And they all suit me as, and my personality because I'm a quieter person. I'm more of an introvert. I used to be painfully shy. I did work on that a lot when I started out in my working life, due to the fact that we came across a home-based business that I started working alongside my full-time job. And that business really did help me to grow as a person. It tested me, it really tested my confidence at times, but by doing things that I was uncomfortable doing, it it paid off. It really gave me the skills that I needed, and it opened my eyes to to the fact that yes, we can do what we want to do with our lives. We don't have to follow the path that we feel that we ought to follow. We can definitely use the things that we're attracted to, the things that we love to do. If somebody said to you one day, money's no object, what would you go and do today if you could do anything you wanted? Your answer to that question is what you should be pursuing as a career if you can, because that's where you will thrive, you will excel, because you're doing what you love to do. And yes, there are some things that it might not be possible to do, but in some way you could weave little bits of what you love into doing it for a career. So my three businesses, one of them is a network marketing business that I run in my spare time, and I've always been in network marketing since age 24. That's when we joined the home-based business that I mentioned earlier. And it's that business that developed my confidence, developed my skills. It also led me to writing my first book, Shy People Can Be Successful Too, because I achieved so much that I didn't believe. I looked at the things that I'd achieved. I got to sort of a point in my business where I looked back and thought, oh my goodness, wow, how has somebody like me achieved those things? And then I thought, I've got to just document this. I've got to write it down in a book, because there must be other people out there that are suffering like I did initially, that want to achieve things with their life, but they don't feel like they can because they feel like they're trapped by their shyness. So I wrote that book, and that was another thing that I never believed I would be able to achieve. So that was really, really good. And it all came from following a path that I loved, because although it was testing my confidence, I did love the business. I loved the fact that we were building something for ourselves alongside working full time. After about a number of years, a handful of years, me and my husband now both were able to leave our jobs, our full-time jobs, and then focus purely on the network marketing business, which was great. We saw the world, we watched our children grow up. It was fantastic. Unfortunately, after being in that business for about more than 20 years, just over 20 years, the business collapsed overnight. It was so sad. Everything we'd ever known for the last 20 years had gone. So we were in Las Vegas on an incentive trip one week, and then the week after, the business had gone. We didn't get paid. So we had to look for some more things. And I've already talked on here about the fact that I run a Dashend hotel from home. So that was one of the things that we decided to do when we came to this crossroads. And then obviously the next sort of natural step was to find another network marketing company that we could not only do ourselves, but we could bring over our team as well, so that they'd got something that was very similar to what they were doing before. So we found a company called Oriflame, which is an absolutely fantastic company. They're Swedish. They manufacture they create and manufacture their own skincare products. We also have a range of makeup and health and nutrition wellness products as well. And I absolutely love the company, and I really do feel that things happen for a reason. And, the business that I'm involved with now is actually a lot more my cup of tea than the previous one was. So things do happen for a reason. But over those 20 years, we gained the skills to take into, whatever we wanted to do next. So that's the second business. So we've got I run a Dashend hotel, I run my Oriflame business, and then I'm passionate about personal growth and self-improvement. So I also talk about those on a blog, on my YouTube channel here, on various other social media platforms. So I went on to write another couple of books following the Shy People Can Be Successful 2 book. And I just love helping people with anything to do with their personal growth, and also, finding what they love to do. I'm really interested at the moment because my son is looking at universities and deciding whether he wants to go to university or not. So we've been to look at a university just the other day. And we were walking around, the laboratories, and I said to him afterwards, did that excite you? Did you really love it? He's looking at mechanical engineering. I said, did you love it? Did you, were you fascinated by it? And he said, well, I was a bit. And I said, you've got to love it. You've got to want it more than a bit. You've got to, when you are really interested and fascinated by something, it means that you'll pay attention and you'll stick it out for the course. And I just think, young people these days, I really do believe it's quite, it's such a big choice to make, but I do believe that nothing's ever wasted. So, you can start out on one path and then you can simply, change course if you've realised that it's not the right path for you. But I do, feel for youngsters these days because there is such a lot out there to choose from. But one of the things that I always, when I look back now to how when I started out and went to university and did sciences, I initially wanted to be a vet, and that didn't work out because I didn't get the grades that were high enough. So I sort of geared down a route in the NHS instead. And I got a job. My first sort of main job was in a laboratory in haematology in the local hospital. And although, the work was very interesting, I didn't like the environment. I didn't like being stuck in one place. And I think these are some of the things that we have to consider when we're looking at a career. We don't have to just, think about the career itself and the project itself, the topic. We have to think about what will that, position entail, and, what else will be involved. Will I be, working by myself? Will I be working with other people? Will I be moving around? Will I be, in one place all day? And we've got to take these things into account as well, not just the actual, subject itself. So that's what, I'm very, very interested in. And I've worked a little bit with some colleges and the local university. And I just really get excited when, helping young people, or, well, no matter how old they are, but helping people get off on the right track to finding out what it is they want to do. So I do, like I said in the beginning, I believe it's absolutely possible for you to do what you love. You've just got to try lots of things. And if you don't know what it is that you do love, just keep trying things until you find it. And at least as you're trying things, you're crossing off things that, you don't like. You're finding out what it is that you don't want to do. So I tried many, part-time jobs when I was younger. And along the way, I just discovered the things that I loved. And I realised that I did like being out and about, meeting different people, not just being in one place all the time. So the businesses that I run now are brilliant for that. Each day is different. Some days I'm in the house, and I love being at home as well. So I'm working from home. And some days I'm out and about, we're walking the dogs, we're meeting different people. So it really is everything that, I dreamed of that my life would be. So so it really is possible. So if anybody has any questions, please get in touch. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll definitely answer them. And if you want to head over to my website, adeldecaso.com, you can find lots more information there. So have a great day. Bye for now.